Sebastian Valdez transfer from Montana State wearing number 50. You got to tell me, Sebastian, number 50. Did they just give that to you, or did you just pick it out of a box, or did you search it out?
No, I think it was they gave me a list of numbers I wanted, and I chose my top three, and 50 happened to be one of them. Originally, I wanted 95. That's just the number I had, But Armand Parker is wearing that number, so 50 came. Stuck with 50.
Seniority didn't matter. You couldn't take it from him.
No, I don't. That's not how it works around here.
Did you offer
And
him Did you offer him dinner or anything to get 95, or not that important?
No, I didn't even ask him. It's yeah.
It's Monday, day off, watch film. Tell people who just don't really know the schedule you guys keep. What's Sunday like? What's Monday like?
Yeah. So Sunday, get back after a game, meet with your coaches, get a lift in, get the blood flowing again. You don't really want to be like stiff and not do anything the next day after a game. So they make us lift and then meet with coaches, watch film, make corrections, and then go out to practice, make the same corrections, and then Coach Fish actually makes us condition for every penalty we have. So we get held accountable for every penalty we make during the game, and we'll condition based off of those. And then Mondays are our off day. That's when you really want to watch film, get a feel of your opponent, see what they're like, see what they do, and then put it all together on Tuesday for Toughness Tuesday.
Yeah, so drills for penalties weren't as bad yesterday as they were the week before.
Yeah.
Tell me what you do after a game, because I know after, when we're in camp, they've got the ice baths out there. Do you pretty much just shower, clean up, and leave, or do you get in the ice bath?
Well, it just depends how you feel. Personally, my parents are here, so I try to celebrate with my teammates as quick as I can, shower up, and go see them, just talk about how they feel and all that stuff, because I just appreciate how all their efforts come into my games. So spend some time with them.
They're down in California, right?
Yeah. So it's much easier for them to fly from San Diego to Seattle.
And that must have been pretty cool. I don't know. Did you kind of look up in the stands a little bit and see if you could see him when you made that sack?
No, not during the game. I try not to focus on that stuff during the game, but after, when we're singing the fight song, I was trying to look for them, but couldn't find them.
What's it like playing in Husky Stadium on defense? Because that crowd can get loud. You still haven't seen it as loud as it's going to get, but can you hear that at all when you're down on the field with the helmet on?
No, I mean, I don't. You tend to black out when it's like third down, second down, and yeah, I mean, you can hear it. You can for sure take it all in, but yeah, I try not to focus on it too much. But it's awesome. I mean, I'll tell you, Weber State. I zoned out and I looked at the stance and I was just being thankful for being here. So
A little bit different than playing at Montana State?
yeah, for sure.
You got to tell us a little bit about Montana State, because I'm pretty sure that you probably were recruited by and played for, former Washington assistant, then Texas assistant, and the head coach at Montana State back then, Jeff Choate. What was it like playing for Jeff Choate?
Man, it was great. He's a guy that believed in me and offered me out of high school, and he was great. He was great when I was in Montana State for my first year. He left a little early when I was there, but while his time was there, I mean, he someone I appreciated and was a great guy for me. So it was awesome to see that.
How hard was it when you lose your coach? I mean, everybody thinks of you guys, 40-year-olds think you guys think like them, right? And you're not 40, but you're still a young kid in my mind, even though you're an adult. But how do you deal with a coach that leaves when you're that far away from home?
Yeah, I mean, as a freshman, it's a lot of confusion, right? You commit to a program and the whole staff changes, so there's a lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety. What's next? What's going to happen? But honestly, it's just trusting the new coaching staff, whether you decide to stay or leave, and just get a feel for it. I don't think any like this impulsive decisions should be made. Especially as a freshman, I stuck it out, and I had the best 3 years of my life there.
Yeah, and you come to a program like Washington, who just not to diminish Montana State at all, but there's a lot more available at Washington in terms of training, opportunities, equipment, diet, physicians. What are some of the big differences that you just kind of noticed right off the bat once you got to Washington?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, bigger school, more money, more resources. I know that I'm well taken care of, body wise. The training room, there's always people available. There's a lot more equipment. Um, but at the end of the day, it's what you do with your time and how you take care of your body. So there could be all the resources in the world. It's up to you how you take advantage of them. So yeah, it's awesome here.
Yeah, and the one thing Coach Fish, he goes out of his way to mention. Now, I know food's an important thing. I mean, I'm a small guy. I could care less, what's for dinner, but he's making a big deal out of nutrition and food and big changes that he's made. Tell me about the nutrition and food programs and what do they do? What's your favorite? And what are you kind of going, do I have to eat again?
Yeah, Fish loves to feed us. That's his main goal. Like he wants us bigger, faster, and stronger, and he really means that. I mean, we get fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. It's usually catered by the school or catered by a restaurant, and you'll never go hungry. There's always food, snacks available. Something that wasn't quite available like in Montana State. Just limited. So that's a big part. I mean, uh, hitting your calorie intake and protein intake with all the food that we're getting, it's important. But you can't also take advantage of it. You gotta be careful what you're consuming and how you're consuming it. So it all plays a part. But yeah, man, fish loves to feed us, and we usually call it Thick Thursdays, where Fish will bring in Chipotle, pizza, wings, just anything you can think of, and we'll go upstairs, we'll eat with our teammates, and then go back down, watch some film, and then get ready for Friday and Saturday.
I was talking to one of the nutritionists, Catherine, and she was talking about the challenges. You've got guys like Kevin Green and Giles Jackson, where they're probably trying to pour as many calories in there as they can. And then you look over at Logan Sagapolu, and you're kind of going, okay, we no French fries for you tonight. Do you ever look over at what some of these guys are eating and go, wow?
Yeah, for sure. I love Logan. Logan's one of my best guys right here, and he's for sure on a watch when we on the diet watch. But I mean, he does a great job. He's a professional. He knows what he's doing. All of us do. I think some people struggle more than others gaining weight, but that's with everyone. It's a whole job trying to maintain your weight, eating the right stuff. So it's hard. It's hard. It's harder than you think. A lot of people think, oh, there's so much food, I'm just eat it. No, it's more than that.
It's funny, one of the old offensive line coaches at Washington, who I'm still friends with to this day, he used to tell me he used to, go through, training table and look, and he'd say you'd go by the offensive and defensive linemen, and they would try to hide what they were eating. I mean, they would put bowls over their food and stuff. So I've always found that fascinating for a guy who doesn't get hungry, doesn't have an appetite, just the amount of food that you can put away, but you're burning off so much. What's your favorite thing, by the way, after practice? They've got the table out there. What's your favorite thing to grab after practice?
So there's this guava smoothie from Emerald City Smoothies. Shout out them. That's one of my favorite. That's something I look up forward to after practice. It's nice and cold, refreshing after a long sweaty practice. And then after that, you just go upstairs and grab some food. But that smoothie, that guava smoothie, that's my favorite. I'll tell you that much.
Emerald City Smoothie, if you're looking for somebody for an NIL deal. Is that you raising your hand, Sebastian?
I'll take it. I'll take
You'll,
it.
you'll take it. Just some gift cards would do, right?
Anything.
Tell me a little bit. I got to confess, doing my homework, we're trying to look. I'm trying to remember who else Sebastian Valdez was offered out of high school. Under the radar guy. Sebastian, you weren't even under the radar. You don't even have a 24/7 recruiting page. That's how far
No,
under the radar you were. Did you make Brandon Huffman and Greg Biggins upset or something? You didn't even have a page. What happened? Tell me
no.
about that.
I don't know. I was under recruited as a high school football player. But honestly, I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not angry. I don't hold no grudges. I think uh, the the way my journey went and how I was put in at Montana State was nothing but a blessing. I was grateful for every opportunity I was given, took advantage of it, and hey, I'm here now. So that's all that matters.
Okay, what high school was that, by the way?
Monte Vista.
Okay. That's
It's
not a
Spring Valley.
small school though.
No, they have some championship history. We won our CIF championship in 2017 when I was a sophomore. Um, but yeah, it's a small program.
I want to continue that line of question because I still got some questions for you, but we got a guest who wants to jump on with you. Tyler, you're on with Sebastian Valdez.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, Tyler?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So, I mean, all this food talk. I just got home from work, so I'm eating my dinner right now. I'm just wondering, like, what's your go-to, whether it was here or Montana State, like your go-to post-game or pre-game meal?
Mm. So it's usually post game. It's usually catered from either Chick-fil-A or um, last time it was I forgot the restaurant, but it was chicken and teriyaki beef and rice. So it varies. It varies. Honestly, I'm not very hungry after games. Maybe it's all the adrenaline. I usually get hungry an hour like after games, but um, I'll say Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is my go-to. We get that catered all the time, and I enjoy it.
That's awesome. Are you a Chick-fil-A guy? Is that your favorite fast food?
No. I think my favorite fast food would be. Ooh, that's hard.
Yes.
I'm from California, so Jack in the Box is like very big over there.
Mm,
I'm a big Jack in the Box guy.
that's awesome, man.
What's your order of Jack in the Box, or dare I ask?
The ultimate cheeseburger with curly fries. Can't go wrong.
Mm.
How many cheeseburgers? One,
No,
two.
just one. I gotta be accountable, so just one.
Okay. Hey, thanks for jumping on with us,
Thank you,
Tyler.
guys.
Hey, by the way, you said your parents were up here. I got to. Why do I have a feeling your mom is a great cook?
She is. I mean, I enjoy it. She gets me fed every time I'm home, and my sister gets jealous because she'll cook all the time when I'm home, and when I leave, like she won't really cook for my sister, so she likes when I get home.
And I bet you like getting there too.
Oh
But
yeah.
hey, getting back to high school football, what do you think it was? Were coaches looking at other guys? Were you smaller back then, or just kind of a late bloomer?
Um, I'd say I don't know. I had the size. I was pretty big. I wasn't super. Um, I think I was like 240, 6'3". Um, it could have been my abilities. It could have been my film. I mean, I was very raw. I mean, all high school players are. There's just a lot of great competition in California, and yeah, I don't know.
How'd Jeff Choate find you?
Uh, so funny story. My teammate, a year older than me, his name is Blake Schmidt. He got offered. He was pretty highly recruited. He got offered by Montana State and a couple Ivy Leagues, Air Force, and he ultimately committed to Montana State. And my senior year, he texted me saying, "Hey, coaches are asking for you. Just letting you know, blah blah blah." And I ended up getting recruited by Montana State. Took a visit up there, worked some drills with them, and they really liked me. So I owe a big thank you to Blake because I think he was a big part of it too. Just him being able to be recruited to that school, and open up our school for opportunities like that. I mean, I'm thankful.
Yeah. Any other offers? Any other schools looking at you, or was that pretty much it?
I had Montana State and I had USD, which is a non-scholarship school, and the rest were Division twos. So yeah, man, I wasn't very highly recruited.
Going from California to Montana, that's got to be kind of a culture shock for an 18, 19-year-old kid.
Nah, for sure wasn't used to that weather. It sucked at first. I'm not gonna lie to you, it sucked. But hey, you get used to it. You become like a Montanan, so it was great.
Tell me the first time you realized it gets cold here.
Man, we were going out to practice and we had to walk like a little less than half. We had to walk a couple yard like a couple hundred yards to get to the stadium from our locker room because it used to be in the brick. And I remember walking to practice, and then it started snowing with wind gust and windshield, and I was like, man, why is practice not being canceled? I was confused. I was asking around, like, why is practice not being canceled? And people, seniors, were laughing at me, like, like, why would it get canceled? You know, like that's just the norm there. You know.
Were you a long sleeve guy or a short sleeve guy still in the cold weather?
At first, yeah, I put on a long sleeve at practice, and I kept getting weird looks from my teammates and stuff. And I was like, okay, man, I need to stop. I need to stop standing out like this.
How cold did it get? What was the coldest it
And
ever got?
in 2022, we played South Dakota State in the semifinals at South Dakota in Brookings, and it was -16 degrees, and that was the worst thing I've ever felt.
How do you stay warm?
You don't, yeah, you don't.
The ice bottles freeze up?
Yeah, we didn't even want to drink water, just how cold the water was. So
Who won the game?
they did, yeah, they unfortunately they did.
So and when you're that cold and you're playing football and you go inside, what is that like?
Well, after losing a game like that, nobody's happy, you know. Um, you try not to think about the weather, but it's just a key factor in it where you're like, oh man, like get me out of the field, you know.
Yeah. Big game this Saturday. It's a rivalry game against Washington State. I know you're a first year player here, but I'm sure that some of those upperclassmen and some of the veterans have been around here for a while. What are they telling you?
And it's not like any other game. It's important to the history of UW, and the trophy stays in Seattle. So it means something. It's personal, and we know what's ahead and what we're facing on, and we'll be ready.
Have you? You're playing in Lumen, which is Seahawks Stadium. Is that something you think about that at all? Going to play in that stadium that you've seen on TV, numerous times?
Yeah, no, it's a good opportunity for us. I think it kind of makes it a home game, you know, being in Seattle. Um, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. All the history that's happened on that field. I'm excited to play in a NFL stadium just because Fish talks about how being a pro all the time, and that's gonna be us trying to um, do that, you know. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting, but nothing that we should be worried about or be thinking about. It's just another game, you know.
And nothing to worry about. Did you get home in time to watch some of the Washington State game on Saturday night?
No, I did not. I was not able to, but I watched their highlights, and I've been watching a few film on them, and their quarterback's pretty good. You know, he's likes to run the ball.
He ran for 197 yards. Why do I get the feeling you're going to be running a lot?
Yeah, I mean he does a great job making plays and keeping his feet alive. He's gonna be something that we have to prepare for sure.
Scott, you're on with Sebastian Valdez. How are you, Scott?
Doing well. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Appreciate you having me on, and thanks for all the insight so far. Sebastian, I'm curious when you prep for a game. Curious, like what sort of music you like to listen to, any superstitions you have, what kind of food you like to eat pregame, just kind of what your rundown is before you walk in that locker room.
Yeah, I mean first thing in the morning is Um, I like to wake up, obviously. Team meal. Team meal. I like to eat light. You don't want to eat too much before a big game. Everybody's different. I see my teammates fill up their plate right before a game and just eat a lot. I'm more of like a eat a little bit type of person. And then yeah, just listen to music. You don't. I try not to really be super energetic or really get myself going until we're in the locker room because you just don't want to waste all that energy, you know. I like to be calm before the storm type of guy. And
Absolutely.
yeah, well, once I get to the stadium, then the music starts changing. You start listening to something that gets you going. You know, either person is there, what type of music you like to listen to. You know, whatever that is. But yeah, yeah,
Do you listen to the same anything that you kind of go week to week? You go back to listen to the same thing pregame.
yeah. I have a playlist. It's really all over the place, but I really like Key Glock. He has a He has that one song that I listen to every game, and it's called Monster. So yeah, you should take a listen to it. But yeah, I've been
Casey
listening to that
Ray.
song. I listened to that song for like a year now. It's been a year before every game.
Awesome. Any superstitions?
No, man, no, I don't. There's no superstition. Just relax. Know what you're gonna do, and go out there with confidence.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks,
Appreciate you.
Scott. Hey, getting back to the Wazoo game, you ever faced a quarterback back at Montana State that you were chasing all over the field?
Yeah, a few FCS schools have a lot of scrambling quarterbacks. I think Tommy Malott is one of the best scrambling quarterbacks in the FCS right now, and I practice and went against him every day at practice. So something I'm used to.
How hard is it for a defensive lineman to contain a guy to, you've got to keep the containment, but you also got to go get that guy. How hard is keeping disciplined with that kind of a guy?
Yeah, I mean it's a challenge. There's four rushers responsible for your rush lanes, and one step too wide or one move too wide, and then you open up a gap for that quarterback just to go. So it's really being disciplined on your rush lanes and who you're going against. So it's for sure a challenge.
Have you been, I'm down on the field, so I don't see things as much as other people. Have you been lining up outside a little bit, or are you strictly just staying inside?
I'm strictly more of an inside guy. Uh, I got lined up on the edge one play against Eastern, but that was just because of the play. But I'm mostly an interior type of guy for sure.
All right. Was the sack that you got off the edge, or was it
No,
inside?
no, that was inside. Yeah,
Okay, break that down for us. Tell me what you saw, what the play, how you got it, who helped.
yeah. It was we were in our third down call, and I think it was they were making a drive down the field, and I went to a power move. I got him bouncing on his feet, got a pretty good knockback off my power move, and Cole Snyder just happened to step up in the pocket, and I was able to wrap him up.
Was Durfee in on that play?
I think he was.
All right.
Yeah,
So he was getting the more attention. So we'll give him half the credit for that one.
he helped me for sure. Man, he was yeah, he was disruptive on Saturday. You trying to make a play, and he's already there, man. But happy for that guy. He's been waiting a while for that time.
Yeah, we always talk about the legend of Zach Durfee, and because he wasn't able to play, he was the caged animal last year. Tell people what Zach Durfee's like.
Man, he's a great person. Honestly, he's a great person. He's a great friend. Outside of the football field, he's a hard worker. You know, he likes to do everything right, and a lot of guys look up to him, look up to his effort, his work ethic, and he's really a leader on the football field. So for him to come back and really step up to that role so quick, it's been awesome.
You know, Yeah, and for those who are logged on, if you want to hit the participate button, just hit that participate button. That will raise your hands, and we will call on you. But also tell me about game prep. At Montana State versus Washington. How much different is it, just in the way the mechanics work on that, and just how much is it further in depth? Is it same time frame? Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Honestly, from my experience, it's been pretty similar. Coach Kafusi has done a great job with us and preparing us for our opponents. Similar, we watch the same film. We watch everything that they do. They break it down. Their coaching staff does a great job breaking down our opponent and having it prepared for us. Same as Montana State. So a lot of similarities there. A lot of similarities there.
Yeah, what's
Just game prep.
Yeah, what's interesting is, I've had some interaction with Coach Kafusi, and he's a younger guy, and he seems it doesn't seem like you've got a lot of coaches who are yellers and screamers. But they're intense. Tell people about Coach Kafusi.
Yeah, I mean he's different for sure. He's different from all the coaches I've had. He's not one to get in your face and scream at you and put you down. He's very intent. He's a detailed coach, and he knows his stuff. He's very smart. He's someone that I appreciate having there, and he's been teaching me a lot more football IQ. He's a smart coach, but he will get mad. He'll hold you accountable, and but the way he approaches things is very professional, and I know the guys really appreciate that.
What's a thing that you can do that Coach Kafusi is just not going to tolerate?
man, if you don't get your tight hands and you get knocked back, man, like, that's just unacceptable. That's not the standard. Um, Man, he really emphasizes our technique. He's like I said, he's a very detailed coach. So even if you make a good play, I mean, he'll still critique you on your technique. And yeah, they're just not being physical is a non-negotiable. So
I've seen some of the guys, when they've been on the sidelines and they can't practice a little bit with the boxing gloves on. And I know that using your hands as a defensive lineman is incredibly important. Are you doing any of the boxing stuff at all?
yeah. Coach Kramer, Ben Kramer, he was with the Cardinals, he was with the Cincinnati Bengals, and now he's here with us. And I've been working with him all off season, man. Does such a great job at pass rush moves, quick hands, and I'll tell you, my game has elevated working with him. You'll see before practice and before a game as well. You'll see a bunch of guys, linebackers, defensive end, interior line, working hands with them, just warming it up, and he'll get you right. Yeah.
Did you ever have an oops moment with the boxing gloves on?
Oh, for sure. He's hit me a couple of times based on my mistake. You missed.
How big is Coach Kramer?
I don't know. He's not that big. But he's strong. He'll for sure make me tap. I'll tell you that much.
Is he bigger than me?
I don't know. How big are you?
5'8", 150.
I'm not sure.
He's bigger than me.
But he I think he's a black belt. I'm just saying that he'll probably kick my ass.
Okay. Harlan, you're on with Sebastian Valdez.
What's going on, guys?
How we doing?
Harlan, do you know what time it is?
7:27.
Where you're at, what time is it?
Oh, it's 9:27 here.
Oh,
All right, just making sure you knew.
I just wanted to ask, so many new guys this year. Obviously, the rivalry with Wazoo, something that means a lot to Husky fans. And, I mean, just sort of if there's been anything from the coaching staff or maybe just from the people who were coming back last year and, guys like that who are emphasizing the importance of this game, and especially now that it's being played sort of in a different time, it's not used to seeing this game at the start of the season, but just placing emphasis on, making sure that we put these guys in the dirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you have guys that have been here longer, like Zoe, Bandez, and Boy. Those type of guys. Carson, Drew, those guys. It means a lot to them, And new guys coming in, it's our job to understand and learn this rival, what it means, and how important it is to these seniors. And it's not a game that's It's not a game that's not going to be taken lightly, And
Yeah.
they've done a great job emphasizing like what it means, But at the end of the day, we just got to play Husky football, It's shouldn't make it anything bigger than it already is, It's just us playing against another team.
And also, I wanted to ask if you had seen the video of when Wazoo came in and beat us on our home turf a few years back, and they planted the flag at midfield.
No, I haven't seen that video actually.
It's good stuff. Thanks.
Thanks, Harlan. With my ADD, I'm all over the place, Sebastian, but I think you can roll with it. One of the things that somebody wanted me to ask you is, what was your best event in the Husky Olympics?
My best event? Let's see. It wasn't goalie. I don't know if you guys saw that picture. It wasn't goal. I got scored on twice. It wasn't dodgeball either. I'll say tennis or baseball. Those were pretty two ones that I was pretty accurate on. Or yeah.
Yeah. If you were gonna give MVP for the most outstanding participant in the Husky Olympics, who would you have given it to? Who's the best performer at the Husky Olympics?
Man, whoever won the dunk contest, those guys were balling out. I forgot who won, but yeah, those guys were freaking doing some crazy stuff I can't do.
Can you dunk?
No. Well, I'm not sure. I haven't tried it in a couple of years,
All right, don't.
Yeah, but I'm good off that.
Just one of the things about playing college football is you get to do a lot of cool things. You guys work hard and then you've got class, but you get to do a lot of cool things. And one of the things, and we talked about this a little bit, was over the summer, There's some guys who put on, the dog derby for NIL. Montlake Futures is involved. Cameron Foster is involved. But basically, it's going out on a fishing boat and going salmon fishing. And I was on a boat and you were on a boat. Tell people, I can guarantee that fishing trip was not what you expected it to be.
No.
What did you expect it to be?
Man, I expected to throw a little rod out there and maybe catch a little fish. I wasn't expecting all this heavy equipment that these boats were using. All these radar. I don't know what sensors that they had for fish, and they're showing me all this.
They're fish finders.
Fish finders, all this crazy stuff that I'm not used to. I'm used to putting a lure at the end of the reel and at the hook and just catch something. So it was awesome. It was awesome. It's something I've never experienced before, especially catching a 13.3 pound salmon. It was awesome.
Did you reel that one in?
I did, yeah.
It's not easy.
No, I'm telling you, it was a workout. I'll tell you that. I was freaking, my muscles were burning.
I'll guarantee. I confess. I handed mine over to Elenius Davis. I said, "You finish it. I'm done."
Yeah, no, it was hard for sure.
And then we brought it in, and it was one of those shark fish.
Oh, was it?
Did you catch one of those?
Yeah. What are they called? I forgot what they're called.
I don't know, but they're ugly.
Yeah. No, yeah. They got a little spine, little pokey spine.
Yeah. So we caught 13 fish, and we couldn't keep any of them because it was like the shark fish, and then it was the natives, and you can't keep the native. You can only keep
That's right.
hatchery fish. How many did you guys go through?
I swear I caught a big native, and it was bigger than the fish I kept, and we couldn't keep it. We had to release it, but it was massive.
It's pretty cool. I'll admit too. So we didn't catch any. We had 13, but we couldn't keep any of them. And when they were cutting it up for us, I had the guy cut me. It was like sashimi. I mean, are you a sushi guy at all?
I am, yeah.
Oh, he cut me some of that fresh salmon. Just
Did you eat it right there and then?
Yeah.
How good was it?
And I needed a glass of white wine, and it would have been fantastic, or a Sapporo beer. But you've never tasted anything like it. The thing it was like an hour old.
Yeah, that's awesome. I went to Cameron's house and ate mine, and it was awesome.
Yeah, well, no, we'll see if we can make an exception and get you back next year. If you're not in a pro camp, you'd go back and do that again, wouldn't you?
I for sure would.
What's it like? You're a California guy and a Montana guy. Tell people what it's like. I mean, you're getting on the boat, and all of a sudden you get out of the little marina area, and they're going full bore, and you're flying, and then you're out in the middle of Puget Sound. Tell people what it's like.
Man, it was an awesome experience. I think we're in Everett when we were doing that, and it was early in the morning too. So it was a great opportunity, great memories that I'm not gonna forget, and it just builds not courage, but you want to continue doing it, and being from San Diego, like there's a lot, like that's what people do too. Fishing in San Diego is something very big.
Yeah, I mean the science that they have, the way they do things, to me was just, they look down at the fish finder and they see where the bait is, and then they see if the salmon are going after the bait, and then but the salmon aren't always hungry. They're not always biting. Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. But you got to do the dog derby. What are some other cool things as a football player you get to do?
I mean, a lot of things. I think one of my favorites is all the charity work we do with Montlake Futures. I really got to experience what Seattle, the city of Seattle is like, Children's Hospital, the Boys and Girls Clubs, it's just great opportunities like that. Yeah, man. I mean, I going to the cut with my teammates. Seattle is just a great city to be at, play football in. The fans are amazing, and it's an awesome opportunity for sure.
I've got kids, and I don't know if I could keep it together going into Children's Hospital.
Right. Yeah.
How hard was that?
It was hard, but it was heartwarming to really be there for those kids and just hang out with them, talk to them, just kind of experience what they're going through, and it's something heartbreaking, but for sure made their day that day.
For those who want to ask questions or participate and jump on with Sebastian, just lower right-hand corner to click on participate. And Sebastian, one of the other things too is when you had a monster year last year, and the transfer portal and NIL is now a thing. Tell me a little bit about your thought process going into entering the transfer portal, and just how crazy was it, and just how difficult was that decision?
Yeah, no, it was probably one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I had good people around me, good guidance, and ultimately came to the conclusion that Washington was the spot for me, and yeah, a lot of people to thank for that. And yeah, Washington presents a lot of opportunities in my life for sure.
Was there any animosity from the guys on the team that you were leaving, hoping you'd stick it out?
Man, my teammates were very understanding. My teammates were cheering me on. There was not one drop of hatred, or or whatever you want to call it. Especially my D line, man. It was hard leaving those guys, but I appreciate them till this day, and I still call them every day. Not every day, but every once in a while.
Did you seek anybody's input on the transfer? Were you talking to anybody else in the transfer portal about how they were handling things?
Uh, mm, yes, not really people, not really someone who was already in the portal, but I had a couple teammates that were also in the portal, and me and Omar and Big Ian. I don't know if you know him, but me and him were really going through the same thing at the same time, and we're really relying on each other, talking to each other, and just yeah, it's a hard process, and me and him were there for each other.
Why Washington?
Why Washington? Close to home, great culture, great people, great coaches, and my heart just told me to come here.
If it hadn't been Washington, who would it be?
Man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, honestly.
Who else was after you real hard?
A few schools. Cal, Wisconsin, couple of schools. Miami was in there, but I just saw myself here.
How when you finally made the decision, how big of a weight off your shoulders was that?
Man, it was one of the most stressful weeks of my life because I had finals that week as well. So dealing with that and the portal was so I don't wish that on anybody. It was stressful for sure. Let me turn on the light. One second.
We've got a guest on. Back in the studio. I didn't catch the name, but we've got somebody on. Tony, you're on with Sebastian Valdez.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on and doing this, Sebastian. Much appreciated.
What's-
Hey, so stepping a little bit away from the football thing, but sort of related. What is one of your favorite places to travel to for an away game so far that you're like, oh, great, awesome, and for what reasons?
Yeah, I think going to Penn State, I think that's going to be an awesome experience. It's going to be their whiteout game. Something that you don't really experience a lot. It's going to be a great atmosphere, great noise. It's going to be very noisy, but where I know the team is excited for that game. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Is there any city in particular that you've already been to that you're excited to return to?
Um, no, I don't think I've been to any of those away games, but I'm for sure looking forward to that experience.
Right on. Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty dang cool. All right, sidetrack. Video games. What do you play? What's your favorite? What's your like? You
Mm.
finish practice or whatever, and you're winding down. What's your go-to?
Man, honestly, I used to be a big video game guy. Slowed down a little bit. But I'm a big Call of Duty guy, first person shooter type of guy, I'll play some Madden, but honestly, I'm not even that good at Madden, so it's always my cousin beating me, and makes
You're
me
not
mad.
gonna go and pick yourself.
In NCAA, yeah, I for sure do. I for sure do. But yeah,
What
man,
what was that? What was that like? Well, I got let's skew off. What was that like?
it is awesome. Just being in a video game, just being able to tell your kids one day, like, hey, your dad is in a video game. that's something very cool. You know, something I pride myself on. So, one of
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a great
I've worked
experience.
on them. I've not been in one. So
Really. Well,
yeah,
what's
a
your
whole
type of
different
video
thing.
game? What video games do you like?
Oh man, a little bit of everything. I got kids, so I'm playing some of what they're playing. So every now and then I'm jumping into Fortnite or something stupid on Roblox. But for me, um, I'm kind of a GTA Red Dead
Really?
kind of person. Yeah, I
Yeah.
suck at COD. I can't do those games. It's too frustrating. It makes me mad, and then I have no fun because my aim is bad, and my
Completely understand.
12-year-old is carrying me.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I'm a big GTA 5. I was a big GTA 5 fan. I'm excited for the new release.
It's I'm hoping it's a good one. It's took
Yeah,
them long enough.
no doubt.
Yeah. Well, right on, man. Listen, good luck this weekend, and thanks for doing this. And yeah, future
Appreciate you.
success.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Tony.
You bet.
Did you get a check yet for video game, or is that at the end of the year?
No, they gave us a couple $100 to uh do whatever you want with the money.
Did you get a check, or did they just deposit it?
They deposit it into our account.
Oh, so you don't get a check. You could take a picture of it and put it on the wall.
No.
One of the cool things, with Washington football, because I've been doing this so long, is, in the tunnel, say who, say what, and running out the tunnel. It's how
Nothing
cool is
like it.
that? How cool is that?
Man, first time experiencing it, this season. It's something that just juices up the team. Everybody's in sync. Everybody's in the mode. And then once you hear that, it's go time. It's open the gates type of moment, and man, it's I can't even explain it. It's a great experience.
Did you know about that chant before
No,
you
no,
came?
no. I
It,
was asking around that. Well, they said it at practice once, and everybody's jumping around, and I'm over here asking around like, "Hey, what are you guys saying?" Like, I couldn't really understand, and then they explained it to me, and I was like, "Okay, I like this. I like it."
yeah, do you know the history behind that at all?
I don't.
Yeah, well, you'll have to talk to some of the alumni. It had to do with the tunnel that's there. The visitors' locker room used to be up the same tunnel, and they were talking Stanford. It was against Stanford, and they were talking about Washington not being that tough, and who are you guys? And
Mm,
they just kind of started it in the tunnel, and it grew from there. But it gets you going, doesn't it?
it does, man. It does, and put anybody in there, you'll start jumping up and down.
I'll just never forget at BYU and the looks on people's faces when they were in the tunnel doing that. There was some people there with some very bizarre looks. Like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Well,
Yeah,
what are they doing? Yeah.
yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
you could only imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell fans about Coach Fish. Sebastian, we've been doing this so long. Coach Fish is our 9th head coach that we've covered, and
Wow.
he's definitely different than any of them. Tell
No.
people about Jed Fish.
Yeah, he's like you said it best. He's he's different, and something I've never experienced. He's a great guy. He's a he's a he's different. He likes the way he does things a certain way. He's doesn't like to be pushed around. He takes everything very serious, but at the same time, it's all business. It's all professional. Like, he treats us well, and he gets us ready. He knows what's important. He knows that winning is the number one priority. And he makes us attack practice. Um, yeah, he knows what he's doing. We're in great hands. Um, yeah.
Uh, With him, everything's NFL, NFL, NFL.
Mhm.
You've had some absolute legends out at practice.
Mhm.
I remember one practice. I think that Coach Coach Bill Belichick and Carson Brunner were attached at the hip for a one-hole practice. Did you get a chance to deal with Bill Belichick or Coach Del Rio or Coach Carroll at all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Belichick was in there. No coaching. He's not allowed to give like coach us up and stuff. But just talking to him, um, hearing his stories and stuff, like it's you can't really imagine it. I couldn't believe I was sitting there talking to Belichick. I was just it was one of one experiences. Um, man, just having those opportunities, it's what fish uh what I'm trying to say, prides itself on. He's gonna put us in the best positions that he can. He has so much experience and he knows so many people, and that's why we win on Saturdays.
Yes, and Coach Steve Belichick, the defensive coordinator, how much are you dealing with him, or does he just kind of overlook everything?
No, we deal with him every day. He's very involved and he schemes up everything. He's very smart. He's the reason when we haven't given up a touchdown, and just hearing him talk and all the information he's given us, man, it's great.
I don't know if you saw, but his dad's going to help with some NIL, and he's got a function coming up.
Saw that, yeah.
Yeah, is your coach going to get you a seat at the table?
I don't think I can. No.
It's only $25,000 for a night with Coach Bill Belichick.
I thought it was 15. My bad.
No.
It's 25.
No, it's $25K.
Hey, it's worth it. You should buy one.
Do you think his son's going to get a table?
Steve?
Yeah, you think Steve will get a table?
Yeah, he should be there.
Yeah, he's making some coin. He can afford it. Why do I get the feeling that Pete Carroll might do one of the same ones, and Brennan and Steve might make a trade? I'll go
Hey,
see
man,
your dad.
that'd be awesome.
I've heard everything. So, but
Put both of them at a table.
Unsung heroes. There's a lot of guys behind the scene. A lot of guys, a lot of women. Who are some of the unsung heroes on this football team that people may not know about?
Yeah. I don't know. Our strength coach does a great job, like preparing us. Coach T.O. He brings the juice every day. Following his workouts. Who else? Who else can I? Man, honestly, the whole staff. There's a lot of stuff that, like you said, is unseen. But here at UW, everybody works together to really make sure the priority is to be all about the W and win on Saturdays. I mean, everybody knows what we have to get done, and it's just a group effort. And you won't see not one person slacking off, or we're not doing like the max effort. These guys and women are killing themselves in the office. Just trying to put us in the best position and really take care of us. And it's noticeable from our nutrition staff to our training staff to our GAs to the front desk. It's awesome.
If you're out there online and you have a question for Valdez, just down in the lower right-hand corner, just hit the participate button and we will get you on with Sebastian Valdez. Sebastian, like I said, there's so many people, that help in the background, but, also Coach Fish has been real big on bringing in new equipment with the cryo energy stuff, with the cold baths, the saunas, everything. What's your favorite new piece of equipment?
Yeah. One for sure is the new locker room. Not the locker room, the new weight room. A whole lot of different machine and equipment stuff that targets different muscles, and it's awesome. It looks like, I don't know, if maybe better than NFL weight rooms. And another thing is the cryotherapy, like you said, up in Bellevue. It's a long drive, but man, having access to that, it's awesome. There's not a lot of programs that do that type of stuff.
Is there one weight machine? Is there one thing that you look at and go, man, I hate you? Is there one that you just absolutely hate?
No, not really. I think I don't like the pit shark, but it gets it done.
I think there is one, but that T.O. might be listening to this, and if you say it, he's going to get you on it first thing tomorrow.
Exactly. Gotta choose my next words wisely.
What are some of your favorite places in Seattle?
Favorite places to eat, or just in general?
Either one. Favorite places to go, just to kind of veg, to hang out, or just just comfort food.
Yeah, I've taken my family and my girl to Golden Gardens Park. Right on the edge of Seattle.
Yeah.
Just walk around by the little sand and sit down, just enjoy the view. That's one of my top for sure. What else? In the summer, it was the Cut, having to go there with my teammates.
Did you jump in?
Of course.
Just checking.
Yeah, and just being in the lake, Carson and Sermon, they both have boats, so whenever they get a chance, us and our team go out to the lake and yeah, it's awesome.
All right. And I still refer you to you as a kid. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because kids do dumb stuff, right?
No doubt.
Hot ones. What went through your mind when you agreed to do a video eating spicy hot wings?
Man, I don't know why I did that. I don't know what was going through my head, but that was I'm that's one of the worst things I've ever felt. First, it was the cold weather game, and then the second thing is the spicy wings.
Tell people
Yeah.
Tell people about that. Most people probably haven't seen it. You can see it out on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, it's me and Durf. It's imitating the shows Hot Ones by Sean. I forgot his name. It was just the each question you get a wing, and the spice gets higher and higher, and we get to the sixth wing, and there's seven. The seventh is the hottest one, but me and Durf, for some reason, got two of the hottest wings, for six and seven. So we're thinking like, okay, seventh is the hottest one, so we take it by the sixth, and man, we couldn't even talk. We couldn't even answer the question.
Did anybody tell you how you soothe the burn in your mouth before you did this?
No.
Because
No.
Turfy's over there drinking milk, right?
Yeah.
You're drinking water.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, you know.
That's
So
what
I'm like,
makes it even worse.
yeah. So I'm like, I'm not gonna kill my stomach over some hot wings, but eventually I gave in, and I don't know if you saw, I was eating a little ice cream sandwich, you know.
How was the ice cream sandwich?
It was good, but it only did a little bit. And then Durf was like, why aren't you drinking your milk? You don't want it? And I gave it to him. He was like, and I was like, no, I can't drink it. So,
How long after did it hurt?
man, it hurt all day. Yeah, it was bad.
And did you encourage anybody else to do this? Because I know there's a couple more hanging out there that haven't been out.
Yeah. Well, Jonah and Drew, they went first, and me and Durf were laughing at him like, oh, it's not that bad, you know. But yeah, I mean, our teammates saw it; they were laughing at Durf's face and all that. Um, but yeah, I don't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, did who handled it the worst, Jonah or Drew?
I think Drew was very like vocal, and he was like, man, like this is hot, this is hot. He was like walking around. Jonah was just like not saying anything, just putting milk in his mouth. And I was kind of worried for him. I was like, say something, you know. But no, I think they both handled it pretty well.
Jonah gets in that low Barry White voice where he talks
Yeah.
real low. You can't hear anything he's saying. Drew's a Bellevue kid. You know he was going to whine. Drew, if you hear that, yeah, it's me, Kim Grinolds, talking about you whining. But no, that was pretty cool. So that was fun. So tell me about some of the things around the program, maybe some team traditions, you know, running out of the tunnel and the say who, say what. What's some other traditions that you've learned while at Washington?
Yeah, I think before once we get over with the dog walk, and we walk down, huddle up, talk to either somebody talks to the team, and we just get focused. But I really enjoy the D line going up to the logo after the dog walk, and just each one by one talking about how we feel, what we need to focus on, and it really just calms everything down, you know, like everybody's just talking, expressing themselves, and it's a great opportunity for all of us. So that's something that they've been doing here for a while, and yeah,
How good can this team be?
man, this team can be very good, and each week is a stepping stone. We're still not where we want to be, and that's going to take time and urgency, and us practicing at a very high level. It starts with practice, and this team can go very far. And I'm very confident in our teammates and our coaches, and I'm glad to be here, man. Washington and Husky football is different, and there's a standard. You know, there's the people that have been here before us. Can't let those people down. So you got to walk with pride. You got to take pride in wearing that purple. So it's an honor, and something that we really really enjoy.
Any former players that you can remember that stood out to you that maybe made an impact?
I met Danny Shelton, in one of our events, and he's a big dude. He's a very positive dude, and he's awesome. You know, he was talking to us like he knew us, and it was awesome. Great meeting him.
Yeah, no, Danny's a large human,
No doubt.
and Vita Vea is bigger.
Yeah.
Have you met Vita yet?
I saw him, but I didn't meet him.
All right.
Not yet.
And, just, after that national championship game, it was really tough on a lot of the fans and a lot of the,
No doubt.
the guys who stayed, with the coaching change at all. It's just kind of weird. It just seems like it was so long ago. Is there, I don't know if hangover, but is that the right word to use? Is there still talk about that? Do you still feel a little bit of, what do you want to call it? Aftershock about everything from last year?
Yeah, I mean, I got here in January, committed, went to national championship with a few guys. Will Rogers was there, Drew Party was there, and I remember like walking off that field, feeling like I lost, even though I wasn't part of that team. Like, I just felt motivated, like I want to be back here. I want to be part of this group, and man, everything flew by so quick. The coach transition, the new transfers, all the incoming players. It all happened so quick. But we always knew we had to stay focused, and there's a goal in mind. So
How hard was it? You get a new coach in Jed Fish, and you committed to Caitlin DeBoer's staff. How hard was that, and how shocking was it? And just kind of what was your mindset?
yeah, it's almost like when I was a freshman at Montana State. A lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety, a lot of what's next. But you got to make a decision, and my heart just told me to stay here, trust this new coaching staff. Got to meet the coaches, didn't make any impulsive decisions, and I'm glad I stayed. I'm glad I'm part of this team, and super excited for what's next.
You sound like you like it here, Sebastian.
I love it here. Yeah,
Is it that much like San Diego?
it's city vibes for sure. This is what I'm used to. This is what I grew up in.
Yeah.
In this type of environment, so I enjoy it.
Just no in and out, right?
No in and out, unfortunately. Best burger spot.
What's your favorite restaurant down in the San Diego area, by the way?
Restaurant. Man, there's a bunch of local taco shops. It's like California, like California burritos, like those type of taco shops. I will say I'm very disappointed in the Mexican food here in Seattle. Very disappointed, but it's all right.
I'll give you the name of a place. It's a little bit out of your way, but I'll give you the name of the place
I appreciate that.
where it's 90% Hispanic people in there when I go in there, so it's good, right?
Yeah, no, damn right.
There you go. Just stay away from the secret margarita they have. Yes, stay away. Trust me, stay away. And if you're stupid enough to order one, do not get the second one, okay? Hey, last chance, guys out there, if you're listening in and want to ask a question of Sebastian, just hit that lower button on the lower right-hand side that says participate, and we'll get right to you. But, you get to play against a lot of the younger guys on offense. Who are some of those young guys over on the offensive side of the ball that Husky fans need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, Landon Hatchett. He played last season. Got hurt unfortunately, but he's someone that's been stepping up and practices hard. And he's a strong dude. So he's gonna be an impact for sure. Denzel Boston, man, I mean, you see it on Saturdays. He's stepping up to the plate. Replacing Roma Dunze and all those great receivers last year. It's not an easy job, but he's creating his own legacy now, and he's doing a great job stepping up and making plays for us. It's a young team. It's a young team, inexperienced, but hey, they're stepping up to the challenge and they're not afraid of it. And that's what I really like about this team, that we're able to embrace adversity and face those challenges head on.
Have you tackled Jonah Coleman yet?
Yeah, Robbie, during camp, during spring ball, oh no, yeah, spring ball. He's a hard runner. He's hard to get down. I definitely had not a hard time, but he's a hard time. He's a hard to tackle.
And practicing for this week, are you going to be chasing DeMond all over the field?
That's for sure part of the game plan. Putting DeMond back there and have him run across the field. See what happens.
How fast is he?
I think he's up there for one of the fastest guys on the team.
Is he 4.4?
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, before we wrap this up, Sebastian, what do you want Husky fans to really know about Sebastian Valdez?
You're gonna get the best out of me every Saturday. I love being here, but that's not enough, you know. I gotta, like I said before, there you gotta pay respect for wearing that purple, and I'm excited to be here. Expect the most out of me on Saturdays, and I'm super excited to be here.
Sebastian, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, and especially missing Monday Night Football. By the way, just update on the scores: 32-13 San Francisco. So, are you a 49er guy?
No.
Okay, smart guy. You're in Seattle. So, anyways, hey, thanks for jumping on, Sebastian, and we are looking forward to see you at Lumen Field on Saturday wearing number 50.
Appreciate you, Kim.